Good day, students. This presentation will help you to know about capnometry and capnography. We will review on oxygenation and ventilation. Oxygenation is the process of getting oxygen into the body through the lungs and reaches the alveoli, thereby the body cells. Ventilation is the process of removal of carbon dioxide from the entire body and expired through the lungs. The definition is capnography is the graphical record of the expired carbon dioxide from the lungs. Capnograph is the device which generates the graphic waveform of the expired carbon dioxide. Capnogram is the actual graphic waveform. Capnometry is the numerical record of the expired end tidal carbon dioxide. And capnometer is the device that measures the expired and tidal carbon dioxide and displays as readings or value. Indications for use of this capnometry are during endotracheal intubation for the confirmation of proper endotracheal tube placement, for procedural sedation for the continuous monitoring of respiratory pattern, in mechanical ventilation for monitoring the effects of ventilatory setting changes, during general anesthesia for monitoring of pulmonary and cardiac output status, and during cardiopulmonary resuscitation for monitoring the effectiveness of chest compression and to ascertain the outcome of cardiopulmonary resuscitation. The capnometer monitor shows the capnography waveform, the end tidal carbon dioxide value or reading, and the respiratory rate. Mechanism by which the end tidal carbon dioxide level is measured is by its graphical representation of waveform, in which the phase 1 shows the expired air, the amount of carbon dioxide from the dead space, airway dead space, which is a straight line showing none of the carbon dioxide is being present in the airway dead space. And the rising curve shows the phase 2, which is airway and alveolar mixing of air, which shows a steady increase of carbon dioxide level. And phase 3 is the alveolar volume, in which the entire carbon dioxide from the lung is being measured in the expiratory air, which is shown by a gradual flat line. The circuit which measures this is the O2 is being provided to the patient through the ET tube, and the oxygen which reaches through the trachea to the lungs gets exchanged in the lungs, and the oxygen reaches the body cells, brain, heart, and then the expired carbon dioxide from the body cells is collected through the lungs and is being expired out through the trachea into the circuit, which is being observed in the carbon dioxide observer and measured. The types of capnometry are mainstream capnography and side stream capnography. Mainstream capnography in the sense the carbon dioxide is placed along with the endotracheal tube, and this expired air is passed on through this infrared source and infrared detector. As the infrared passes through this expired air, it measures the carbon dioxide level, and that is being detected in the infrared detector and which is sensed and sent as display to the monitor. And in the side stream capnography, the expired air from the endotracheal tube is being sent to a sampling adapter, from which the expired sampling air is being sent to the sampling tube, which is connected to a sensor and a display, which senses the carbon dioxide level and then displays the reading and the waves. And this is an example of mainstream and sightseeing capnography, which is shown in the picture. The principle which is used behind this capnometry and capnography are the infrared source through the filter reaches the expired air, and the carbon dioxide molecules which is present in the expired air absorbs the infrared rays, and the left out infrared rays is being detected in the infrared sensor and is being displayed as waves and the readings. The modes of capnometry are invasive and non-invasive. Invasive in the sense it is being connected to the ET tube directly. Non-invasive in the sense it is attached along with the breathing device. The method which is used is from the patient's expired air, the tube is connected, which collects the exhaled carbon dioxide and feeds into the monitor. In the monitor, the carbon dioxide level in the expired air is being sensed by the infrared rays and being displayed as waveforms and readings. The normal capnogram looks in this waveform as AB as the baseline, BC as the expiratory upstroke, and CD as the expiratory plateau, and D is the end tidal concentration, and DE is the inspiration where the carbon dioxide level goes down. This is the normal capnogrammic waveform, and the normal end tidal carbon dioxide level is 35 to 45 mm of Hg. These waveforms may have an abnormal interpretation in case of patients with the following conditions. In bronchospasm, asthma, and other possible causes like COPD, obstruction in the expiratory limb of the breathing circuit, presence of a foreign body in the upper airway, partially kinked or occluded artificial airway, the waveform loses the plateau, and a loss of plateau will be seen in the capnographic normal waveform, and the end tidal carbon dioxide level will be more than 45 mm of Hg. And in conditions where the patient is hypoventilated, there will be an increasing end tidal carbon dioxide. And other possible causes are decrease in respiratory rate, decrease in tidal volume, increase in metabolic rate, rapid rise in body temperature. It can be malignant hyperthermia. The waveform will look like the end tidal carbon dioxide rises very gradually, and it will be more than 45 mm of Hg, and the respiratory rate will be lesser, like 8. And in patients who are hyperventilated with decreasing end tidal carbon dioxide, with other possible causes like increase in respiratory rate, increase in tidal volume, metabolic acidosis, and fall in body temperature, the end tidal carbon dioxide drops very gradually, and the level will be lesser than 35 mm of Hg. And in some patients who have rebreathing carbon dioxide and other possible causes like faulty expiratory valve, inadequate inspiratory flow, partial rebreathing, and insufficient expiratory time, the end tidal carbon dioxide level will be more than 45 mm of Hg, with the capnometry waveform rising gradually above the normal. And the Currer cleft, in the sense the plateau, expiratory plateau will have a cleft in its reading, and the EtCO2 level will be between 35 to 45 mm of Hg with a respiratory rate of 16 per minute. And in patients with cardiac arrest and other possible causes like decreased or absent cardiac output, decreased or absent pulmonary blood flow, sudden decrease in carbon dioxide values, a pickup in the capnometry waveform will show us a rescuer change in the capnometry wave. And during a cardiopulmonary resuscitation, the return of spontaneous circulation can be measured by a steep increase in the carbon dioxide plateau. And other possible causes are increase in cardiac output, increase in pulmonary blood flow, gradual increase in carbon dioxide production, and with the increase and maintenance of carbon dioxide plateau, the return of spontaneous circulation can be ensured, and which depicts the successful defibrillation and a successful cardiopulmonary resuscitation. Thank you.